I was stunned. I don't think I didn't say anything. All I did, tears were just streaming down my face, and I was sobbing.
Number 10, the long drought finally ends.
I want to say hello to all the Cubs fans. Hey, we did it. We did it. I want to say that even to the people who didn't think we could do it.
In the eyes of many Chicago Cubs fans, the greatest game ever played was on a Wednesday in Cleveland. They may have a case, as few can deny how high the stakes were for the 2016 World Series. And we have to give both teams credit. The then Cleveland Indians proved to be worthy opponents, taking a 3-1 series lead and even sending Game 7 to an extra innings with a do-or-die home run. But as they had all season, the Cubs pulled themselves together, regaining the lead in the 10th inning and tasting gold for the first time in 108 years.
Here's the 0-1. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs win the World Series! Bryant makes the play! It's over! And the Cubs have finally won it all!
It was a victory some had waited their whole lives to see, and we'd be surprised if anyone in the Windy City slept that night.
It's absolutely awesome. It's so many adjectives: wonderful, joyous, beautiful, a miracle. It's just what everyone in Chicagoland deserved.
Number 9, Willie Mays Makes the catch. A flyout is one of the most routine plays in baseball, right? Well, Giants icon Willie Mays would beg to differ. Heading into the 1954 World Series, the Cleveland Indians were the heavy favorites to win it all. But their momentum came to a screeching halt in the 8th inning of Game 1.
Willie Mays just brought this crowd to its feet with a catch, which must have been an optical illusion to a lot of people.
Tied at 2 with men on base, Vic Wertz's deep fly ball to center field would have given his team the lead had Mays not made an improbable over-the-shoulder catch. Even today, it's hard to believe that Mays made this play with his back turned.
I think a lot of people saw it in the World Series. They picked that catch like the catch of the century.
But his unrivaled athleticism undoubtedly saved the day, as the Giants would win the game in extra innings and eventually claim the title. Number 8, Bill Mazeroski walks off Game 7. Pittsburgh Pirates fans may call him the glove, but one swing of the bat was all it took to etch Bill Mazeroski's name into the annals of baseball lore.
There's a drive at the deep left field. Look out now. That ball is going down.
Deadlocked with the fabled New York Yankees in the bottom of the 9th, any chance the Buccos had of taking Game 7 of the 1960 World Series rested firmly on Mazeroski's shoulders. And just when the Forbes Field faithful thought all hope was lost, the All-Star second baseman delivered like never before. Mazeroski's towering drive over the left field wall not only won the Pirates the game, but it also marked the first time a World Series had been won by a home run, a feat that would not be repeated for 33 years.
When I hit the home run, I thought, well, geez, we won the game. That's all.
Number 7, Cal Ripken Jr. becomes the Iron Man.
As I grew up here, I not only had dreams of being a big league ball player, but also of being a Baltimore Oriole.
One of the greatest shortstops in MLB history, Cal Ripken Jr.'s storied career is littered with numerous accomplishments, but breaking a record held by the great Lou Gehrig, now you're just showing off. Gehrig's 56-year-old record of consecutive games played was long thought to be unreachable, but September 6, 1995 saw a changing of the guard that captured the attention of the entire world. Playing his 2,131st consecutive game in front of a crowd that included President Bill Clinton, the Baltimore Oriole was met with a standing ovation that lasted over 20 minutes.
And let it be said that number 8, Cal Ripken Jr. has reached the unreachable star.
The subsequent commemoration for both Ripken and Gehrig became one of ESPN's most viewed broadcasts ever. Some records are broken through skill, but this one was broken through sheer determination.
Thank you.
Number 6, Don Larson's perfect Game 5.
Well, all right, let's all take a deep breath as we go to the most dramatic 9th inning in the history of baseball.
For any pitcher, nothing seems quite as impossible as throwing a perfect game. A handful of legendary starters have accomplished this feat, but only one can say they did so during the postseason. On October 8, 1956, Yankees right-hander Don Larson took the mound for Game 5 of the World Series.
I think it would be safe to say that no man in the history of baseball has ever come up to home plate in a more dramatic moment.
Even the team's most ardent haters have to be impressed by what he did next. With the pressure and intensity of the moment weighing on him, Larson proceeded to set down all 27 batters he faced.
Got him! The greatest game ever pitched in baseball history by Don Larson. A no-hitter, a perfect game in a World Series.
His heroics made for arguably the finest pitched game in baseball history, and the celebratory image of Larson leaping into catcher Yogi Berra's arms remains one of the sport's most indelible. Number 5, Hank Aaron hits number 715.
Yeah, if I'd have known that this was going to happen this way, I would have hit the home run earlier, probably.
Major League Baseball's home run record is one of the sport's most sacred, especially once it was obtained by the immortal Babe Ruth. This is what made Hank Aaron's eventual surpassing of Ruth in 1974 such an incredible achievement. Prior to the season, Aaron received death threats from those who would have preferred to see the record remain in Ruth's hands. But Hammer and Hank's quiet work ethic ultimately won the day. On April 8th that year, a crowd of almost 54,000 Atlanta Braves fans watched with bated breath as Aaron hit his record-breaking 715th home run in the 4th inning, cementing his permanent place in baseball history.
Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field. Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone.
It was a triumphant moment made all the more sweeter when his mother greeted him at the plate.
And it is a great moment for all of us, and particularly for Henry Aaron.
Number 4, the curse is broken. Perhaps the most infamous sports superstition ever, the curse of the Bambino, threatened to plague the Boston Red Sox for the remainder of their existence. After trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees in 1918, the team experienced an unprecedented championship drought that lasted more than 80 years.
That gap, the almost incomprehensible divide between the fortunes of the two close rivals, has left those of us in Boston intensely bitter. And if you think about it, understandably envious. If you saw those championship flags, you'd be jealous too.
The 2004 American League Championship Series seemed like another inevitable heartbreak for the Sox, as they fell behind 3-0 in the series to their bitter rivals from the Bronx. But with everything to lose, Boston pulled off the unthinkable, winning the next 4 games to win the pennant.
Here it is, ground ball to second. Reese, the Boston Red Sox have won the pennant.
They remain the only team to erase a 3-game deficit to win a best-of-7 series, and they rode that incredible high all the way to a World Series win.
Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions.
Number 3, the shot heard round the world.
With one stunning swing, the shot heard round the world ended a suffocating New York summer of unbearable drama and tension.
When people say it's hard not to be romantic about baseball, this moment underscores why. The 1951 pennant race between the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodgers is arguably one of the most intense the sport has ever seen.
The Giants and Dodgers split the first 2 games of the best out of 3 playoff, and the season came down to one last game at the Polo Grounds.
The underdog Giants rallied late in the season to force their crosstown rivals into a playoff series, and it all came down to one fateful at-bat by Bobby Thompson. Down by 2 in the bottom of the 9th, Thompson laced a 3-run jack straight to the left field stands, punching his team's ticket to the World Series. Walk-off homers are a dime a dozen, but it was the particular circumstances and the legendary call from broadcaster Russ Hodges that truly made this one for the ages.
1 out, last of the 9th, back to throw. There's a long tag, and Bobby has the lead. The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant.
Number 2, Jackie Robinson's debut.
And if this young black man can succeed with the Brooklyn Dodgers, we all can succeed.
It was the beginning of building the second half of the 20th century.
Few moments in sports history have had a ripple effect like this one. As the MLB's first African-American player, Jackie Robinson changed not just the sport as we know it, but became a pivotal figure in American history as well.
I don't pretend to be an expert on communism or any other kind of politicalism, but you can put me down as being an expert on being a colored American.
Joining the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947, Robinson's breaking of baseball's color barrier effectively legitimized the incoming civil rights movement.
The move was approved by Commissioner Happy Chandler as he lifted a ban that had been maintained by his predecessor, Kennesaw Mountain Landis.
In addition to his headstrong character and defiant use of nonviolence, his spectacular athleticism helped propel the Dodgers to 6 World Series appearances and a long overdue championship in 1955. For his efforts, Robinson became the first player to have his jersey number retired across the entire league. To this day, all players wear the number 42 on April 15th to honor his game-changing legacy. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Reggie Jackson becomes Mr. October. 3 consecutive home runs on the first pitch. Can't argue with that.
Goodbye.
Oh, what a blow! What a way to tough it all!
Peter Rose sets the all-time hit record. This record may never be broken again.
2-1 pitch from Schaub into left center. There it is! Rose has eclipsed Cobb. That's number 4,192.
Nolan Ryan's 7th no-hitter. How he never won a Cy Young Award is beyond us.
That's it! Number 7 is in the books. The remarkable Ryan has done it again.
Cleveland completes a 12-run miracle. Still the biggest comeback in MLB history.
And there it is, base hit. McLemore charges. Here comes Lofton. Here comes the throw. Deep! And Cleveland has won it.
Mad Bum saves Game 7. The Giants' 3rd World Series in 5 years is all thanks to this guy.
Popped up. Sandoval in foul territory. Giants win. A World Series win for the San Francisco Giants.
Number 1, Babe Ruth calls his shot. No list of legendary baseball moments would be complete without one of the biggest legends of all. And we mean that literally. Skeptics in the baseball community don't believe this actually happened.
I don't know whether he called it or not.
Gabby Hartman was a catcher. He was right there. He knew what was going on. Said, no, he wasn't pointing to the stands. He's pointing to the bench and talking back to the bench because they were riding him pretty hard.
But when it comes to a career as iconic as Babe Ruth's, we're inclined to believe in the impossible. In Game 3 of the 1932 World Series, Ruth stepped up to bat and pointed his finger to the center field bleachers.
Well, I looked down at center field and I tore it. I said, I'm going to hit the next pitch ball right past the flagpole. Well, good Lord, must have been with him.
As fate would have it, the very next pitch was a towering drive that landed exactly where he had pointed. Call it luck, call it divine intervention, heck, call it baloney. All we know is that the Babe's clairvoyance that day made for one of the most fabled moments in sports history.
Isn't it wonderful to wonder whether or not he did it? Isn't it so much better than having a replay from 16 different angles and have had 150 writers asking him about it after the game?
What baseball moment made you want to jump out of your seat? Let us know in the comments.
Suddenly we have this Herculean myth to wrap him in, and so we're not going to let it go.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.